Hello, welcome to the student walkthrough video for Paper 1, Question 1. In this video, we are going to be focusing on Question 1, looking at how the question is constructed, how to answer the question, and some tips on what makes a good answer. We have other videos available that will guide you through this paper as a whole, and some videos that work through each question in detail. So question 1 will always ask you to describe one feature, and you will be asked to do this twice. There are two parts to this question, question 1A and 1B. You will need to identify a feature of something and then add a sentence of additional information. Each part is worth 2 marks, and so question 1 is worth 4 marks in total. We advise that you spend no longer than 6 minutes answering this question, and if you have extra time, no longer than 7.5 minutes. The question that we are going to focus on today is taken from paper 11, the Medicine in Britain paper. Let's have a look. Question 1A. Describe one feature of the new techniques used in the treatment of wounds on the Western Front. As you can see, we have the questions here taken from the other papers in this GCSE. And what's really important to notice is that the question is structured in the same way across all options. So we have an example here from the Crime and Punishment paper. Describe one feature of the types of crime that were committed in Whitechapel. We have one from the Warfare paper. Describe one feature of the significance of London as a target during the Blitz. And finally, a question from the Migrants in Britain paper. Describe one feature of the Notting Hill Housing Trust. So if we return to our question for today, describe one feature of the new techniques used in the treatment of wounds on the Western Front. In our answer, we need to identify a feature. For example, the Thomas splint, the mobile X-ray machine, or the Corral-Dakin method. These are all features of the new techniques used in the treatment of wounds. And then whichever one we choose, we need to add a sentence of additional information that is linked to this feature. Now that's really important. The additional information that you add must be linked to the feature. Here is an answer that shows us exactly what your examiner is looking for. This student has identified a feature, the Corral-Dakin method, and then has added a sentence of additional information. That a sterile solution was used on infected wounds to kill any bacteria. It actually says a sterile saline solution was used on infected wounds to kill any bacteria. So let's just have a recap then. What makes a good answer? Try to write just 2 sentences. State the feature, and then follow this with a sentence of additional information. That brings us to the end of this walkthrough video. We have looked at how you should answer question 1 on paper 1 of your GCSE History exam. We hope you have found it useful. Remember, we have videos available for every question on each paper. You can also find more information for students on our website. Look in the course materials under Student Support.